Suzanne, what is that Seva stuff?
Oh, Kate, I thought you'd never ask.
Today's Seva Stuff links the story of a fighter pilot from World War II with the transformative development of the intraocular lens. We'll learn how this surprising story intersects with Seva's own history at various critical moments. It all starts with a Hurricane jet fighter pilot named Gordon Cleaver. While he was flying in World War II, his plane got hit and a piece of the plastic from the shattered aircraft canopy got lodged in his eye. And the doctor who took care of him in England noticed that that little piece of plastic produced no infection whatsoever. And it gave this doctor, Harold Ridley, the idea, I wonder if you could put plastic in people's eyes. And this is the polymethyl methacrylate that he studied. And it, in fact, could be used to make an intraocular lens. And that doctor inserted the first intraocular lens into a human eye at St. Thomas Hospital in England on February 8th, 1950. The intraocular lens, or IOL, was a far more convenient fix for patients who had had cataract surgery as compared to the previous solution, which were giant Coke bottle thick lensed glasses. While better than nothing, the glasses only gave patients enough visual acuity for basic tasks and were easy to lose or damage. Instead, people with IOLs implanted in their eyes to replace their natural lens could see clearly with no need to carry a thick set of eyeglasses. Then we fast forward about 2 decades, and there's Dr. Harold Ridley visiting Dr. Venkateswamy at his in Madurai before Dr. V even founded Aravind. But Dr. V was so excited about this idea that this experimental approach of putting an intraocular lens in the eye could actually restore sight to a cataract blind person. He was very excited about this. And so when Dr. V was showing the Litwins his own surgical technique, this is Dr. V doing cataract surgery at Aravind in 1982, Dick Litwin said, well, you know, I've got a little something up my sleeve here. If you don't mind, I'd like to show you the procedure we're using in California with this intraocular lens. And the next day, Dick did surgery on a patient from Aravind, this gentleman who's a carpenter. And what so impressed Dr. V was that one day after having cataract surgery, the carpenter was able to see everything. And a week later, he was back working as a carpenter. Instead of otherwise, he would have been given a pair of glasses and that are very distorting, and he would have gone home, but maybe he would have just helped take care of the children or maybe the animals, because he would have had very poor visual acuity. So Dr. V said, you've got to tell everybody about this. And so Dick started giving classes, but Dick gave this talk to Dr. V, and sitting next to Dr. V is Dr. Sandak Ruit and from Nepal, who we sponsored to be at Aravind that year. And Dr. V and Dr. Ruit and Dick Litwin and Marty Spencer became literally the world advocates for the use of the IOL. So that experience turned into this long effort. Seva worked with Aravind to establish Oralab, their manufacturing facility. And this is the first Oralab team on the inauguration of making intraocular lenses at Aravind from that very same product, polymethyl methacrylate, which I used to carry to India in big sheets. And this is the first team with David Green right here, even the current managing director, Sri Ram here, Balakrishnan, and the 2 people from Florida who basically came to set up the turnkey operation. Gary and Linda Goins, we're still real close with them. Now today, as you know, Oralab has grown and grown and grown to the point that today, Arvind's manufacturing unit manufactures 8% of the world's IOLs. It is a charitable business trust. Any paisa they make at the end of the pipeline of of sales is reinvested in making new products or making current products more affordable. So when we were inaugurating this Oral Lab building several years ago, I remembered there was a letter from Dr. Ridley to Dr. V, and it was really just a lovely letter. And lo and behold, earlier this week, Arvind found that letter from Dr. Harold Ridley, written by hand in 1999 to Dr. V, expressing to Dr. V his gratitude for all that Dr. V had been doing and what joy it was to work with him. What was another lovely aspect of this letter is Dr. Harold Ridley passed away within a year of writing the letter, and Dr. V died a few years after that. So this is really another part of our history. And it started with that fighter pilot who was shot and got the shrapnel, the plastic in his eye. And actually that person, Gordon Cleaver, worked the rest of his life with Dr. Harold Ridley to help support financially all of Dr. Ridley's efforts to make IOLs available around the world. So that is the story of how a World War II fighter jet pilot's eye injury led to the development of the intraocular lens, and how this intraocular lens, championed by Dr. V, the founder of Arvind Eye Hospital and Seva, plus a Seva volunteer, Dr. Dick Litwin, who first brought this technique to India, became a hugely successful tool in the worldwide effort to reduce avoidable blindness.
Hey, thanks, Suzanne. That was so amazing.
There's a lot more where that came from. Stay tuned on our social media channels for more.